Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
A pleasant good afternoon from Monrovia and welcome to King's News Broom, 45 minutes of the most compelling news from Liberia and the rest of the world. Today is Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. I am your presenter, Otis Sankan. Stories topping the news this afternoon. Information has it that the Liberia National Police has retained the leadership of the majority bloc of the House of Representatives to turn over its has person of interest for further investigation and indictment into the December 18, 2024 alleged fire outbreak at the Capitol. The opposition Congress for Democratic Change has warned the Unity Party government of President Joseph Yuma Boakai against arresting its lawmakers over allegation of Capitol building December 18, 2024 fire outbreak. And the staunch supporters of the ruling Unity Party, Queen Johnson, has blasted the party for not giving jobs to partisans who brought it to power and branded the party chairman, Pastor Luther Tappe, has weakened. Away from Liberia, opposition parties and NGOs are demanding explanation from the Italian government after Rome released the heads of Libya Judiciary Police, who was arrested on an international criminal court warrant over allegation of war crimes and crimes against humanity. The top stories, we take a break to return with the Bulletin of News. Thanks for rejoining us. We cross over to our news center, where Sam Andrew is seated for the news bulletin.
Information has it that the Liberia National Police has written the leadership of the majority bloc of the House of Representatives to turn over to it as persons of interest for further investigation and indictment into the December 18, 2024 alleged fire outbreak, 7 lawmakers. Preliminary investigation by the police claim it was arson allegedly carried out by members of the majority bloc, particularly the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Councillor J. Fonati Kofa. According to the information, those wanted by the police are House Speaker Fonati Kofa, Representatives Marvin Cole, Dixon Sibo, Priscilla Cooper, Abu Kamara, Frank Safoko, and Jacob Deby, most of whom are staunch members of the opposition Congress of Democratic Change. CDC at a news conference Wednesday was emphatic that it will resist any attempt by the Unity Party-led government to arrest, incriminate, and indict falsely any of its partisan lawmakers. Meanwhile, the opposition Congress of Democratic Change has warned the government against arresting its lawmakers over allegation of Capitol building fire incident. Political climate in the country has grown increasingly tense since the outbreak of the alleged illegal removal of House Speaker Councillor Fonati Kofa, including the fire outbreak at the country's political legislature. Addressing a press conference Wednesday at the headquarters of the Congress of Democratic Change, the party's chairman, Anthony At-Law Janga-Ko, said any attempt to arrest a CDC lawmaker in connection with the Capitol building fire will be met with strong resistance. His comments come amid growing speculation that some CDC officials may be under investigation for their alleged involvement in the fire that devastated portion of the Capitol building. Cowell statement was clear, implying that any action against CDC lawmakers will provoke a unified backlash from the party, which holds significant influence within Liberia's political culture. The chairman of the Rule of Law Caucus at the legislature, Musa Bility, has reaffirmed the position of the majority bloc of boycotting the State of the Nation address. President Joseph Walker will next week, Monday, deliver the State of the Nation address to the joint session of the legislature. Speaking to a group of supporters, the Nima County District 7 lawmakers say about 28 lawmakers of the House of Representatives have resolved to boycott the President's State of the Nation address. Representative Bility, who is the chair of the Rule of Law Caucus, accused the executive branch of interference in what he described as illegal removal of Speaker Fonati Kofa. President Joseph Walker has sacked the Assistant Director for Operations of the National Security Agency, Nesco Wallow. According to an executive mansion release, the decision, taken for administrative reasons, is part of ongoing efforts to ensure the effective and efficient functioning of Liberia's national security apparatus. The President's office said he assures the public of his unwavering commitment to maintaining the highest standard of professionalism and accountability across all sectors of the government, mainly the security institutions. President Walker extended his gratitude to Mr. Nesco Wallow for the services he rendered the government and wish him well in his future endeavors. The Executive Protection Service has raised concern over what it termed heightened safety measures surrounding the presidential and vice presidential motorcades. EPS Director Sam Gay, in a release, made specific reference to the increasing intrusion and unsafe behavior by unauthorized motorists, emergency vehicles, and pedestrians, which resulted into accidents of motorists, including drivers of emergency medical vehicles and fire trucks, because pedestrians not observing the right of way of the presidential convoy. According to Director Gay, all motorists, emergency vehicles, and pedestrians must be sensitive to the sound of the sirens from the presidential escort vehicles. He said refusal to comply will lead to a response from the EPS to neutralize any potential threat. The EPS boss also said they will use all necessary legal means to deal with any potential threat to the presidential and vice presidential motorcades. A stern supporter of the ruling Unity Party, Quinn Johnson, has expressed frustration over the government's inability to address the needs of Liberia under its first year. In an interview Wednesday, Quinn Johnson criticized the Unity Party government, describing it as weak, and accused it of failing both its citizens, its partisans, and Liberians. Johnson alleged that the party neglected individuals who made significant sacrifices during the political campaign, refusing to acknowledge or support them. She claimed that some government ministers are discouraging efforts to advocate for partisan members seeking job opportunities within the government. A group under the banner Progressive Workers of the Liberia Broadcasting System has described the allegations made against the entity's Director General by the Workers Union as blatant lie and misinformation. The LBS Workers Union, through its president, recently accused Director Eugene Fagon of running an autocratic leadership, noting that they are being enslaved and subjected to psychological torture since Fagon's appointment to the entity. Responding to the Workers' Union claims, the Progressive Workers of LBS, through their spokesman Samuel Brown, distanced Director Eugene Fagon from all those allegations, According to him, Director Eugene Fagon is a human-centered person who has always sought the welfare of all employees of the entity, challenging the workers' union to provide evidence to support their claim. Magibi County Senator Nathaniel McGill has expressed his excitement over the groundbreaking ceremony of a medical facility in the county. Speaking Wednesday at a ceremony in the county, McGill lauded the management team headed by Charles Slayer, noting that it will be the largest medical facility in the region. The senator also stressed that the project, which will serve as a vital medical resource for surrounding region, is a critical component in improving the country's healthcare infrastructure. He urged continued government support for such ambitious initiatives, pointing out that investments in healthcare facilities are essential for boosting Liberia's economy. The chair on youth and sports at the Liberian Senate, Janet Onkwehi, has stressed the need for robust action and more budgetary allotment to youth development across Liberia. According to him, low budgetary support remains a challenge for the youthful population of Liberia. Senator Quay also highlighted the workings of the committee for the year 2024, gains and challenges, noting that 2024 was a tough but worthy year for the Committee on Youth and Sports. The Broom County lawmaker is calling on his colleagues to support the passage of a bill to establish the Liberia Technical and Vocational Education Training Commission, which was approved by the House of Representatives in June last year. The Environmental Protection Agency has reaffirmed its dedication to the sustainable management of Liberia's natural resources. According to the EPA liaison officer Desmond Thompson, the institution has put in place measures to ensure the protection of Liberia's natural resources and critical need for responsible management. He emphasized the importance of Liberia's natural resources, noting that when protected, they can serve as the drive for economic growth and enhanced livelihood. The Mano River Union Youth Parliament has unanimously decided to hold its fourth regional parliamentary session in Monrovia. The regional speaker of the parliament, Herbert Bengura, disclosed that Monrovia was selected in recognition of Liberia's gain in peace building and its continued commitment to democratic governance in the region. Addressing a news conference Wednesday, Speaker Bengura expressed support for Liberia's bid for the seat of the United Nations Security Council for 2026-2027. The Mano River Union Youth Parliamentary Speaker said Liberia's rich history for peace and democracy make the country a qualified candidate for the global body. And away from Liberia, the opposition parties and NGOs are demanding explanations from the Italian government after Rome released the head of Libya's judicial police, who had been arrested on an international criminal court warrant over allegations of war crimes and crimes against humanity. Usama Najim, also the director of an infamous detention center in Mantiga near Tripoli, which Amnesty International said is the scene of horrific violations committed with total impunity. He was freed due to illegal technicality. On Wednesday evening, the ICC said Mr. Najim had been released by Italy without prior notice or consultation with the court and issued an arrest warrant for him. He was flown back to Libya on Tuesday night on an Italian flight. Images shown by local media a jubilant crowd welcoming him back with cheers and fireworks.
Samajus with the news bulletin, a regular feature here on the program King's News Broom. Indeed, if you are just joining us, is a reminder that you are in tune to King's News Broom, 45 minutes of the most compelling news from Liberia and other parts of the world. Today is Thursday, January 23rd, 2025, He has stories topping the news this afternoon. Information has it that the Liberia National Police has written the leadership of the majority bloc of the House of Representatives to turn over 7 lawmakers as person of interest for the further investigation and indictment into the December 18, 2024 fire outbreak. The opposition Congress for Democratic Change has warned the Unity Party government of President Joseph Yuma Boakai against arresting its lawmakers over allegation of the Capitol building December 18 fire outbreak. And staunch supporters of the ruling Unity Party, Queen Johnson, has blasted the party for not giving jobs to partisans who brought it to power and branded the party chairman, Pastor Luther Tappe, as weakening. And away from Liberia, opposition parties and NGOs are demanding explanation from the Italian government after Rome released the head of Libya's judiciary police, who was arrested on an international criminal court warrant over allegation of war crimes and crimes against humanity. We take another break to return with the voices that make the news. Welcome back to the program. As you may hear in the news, the opposition Coalition for Democratic Change has warned the government of Liberia against arresting its lawmakers over allegation of Capitol building fire incident. Political climate in the country has grown increasingly tense since the outbreak of the alleged illegal removal of House Speaker Councillor Funati Kofa, including the fire outbreak at the Capitol, at the country political theater. Addressing press conference on Wednesday at the headquarters of the Coalition for Democratic Change, the party chairman, Anthony Cole, said any attempt to arrest a CDC lawmaker in connection with the Capitol building fire incident will be met with strong resistance in defense of their lawmakers. Cole also mandated CDC Legislative Caucus headed by Senator Nathaniel McGill to boycott the upcoming State of the Nation address, which is expected to deliver by President Joseph Boakai. Cole accused the government of attempting to use the fire incident to unfairly target the party's members, voicing deep concern about what he calls the administration misuse of power.
Calling for a boycott, to be working along with Senator McGill to ensure that the city local bumpers, so that because you have overthrown a speaker, you have passed an illegal budget, there will be pursuing legal action against the illegal budget. All because all expenditure executed on silent and civil, lack of a witness. Because even when we had the entire national security apparatus at our disposal in 2024, we just surrender power, not out of weakness, but out of strength, out of a total commitment to the democracy that is evolving in the country. I'm taking the National Youth League. Okay. The National Assembly Network will begin to mobilize the community. I'm taking the very party structure to get into action. Because it is apparent that the Unity Party government has failed to provide security. The Unity Party government is arresting citizens.
He's the chairman of the Coalition for Democratic Change, Anthony Janga Cole, they're speaking. Today's development, the chairman of the Rule of Law Caucus at the 55th National Legislature, Representative Musa Belete, has reaffirmed the position of the majority bloc or the minority bloc stance in the upcoming State of the Nation address. President Joseph Boakai is expected to address the nation on the 27th of January to the 55th National Legislature in accordance with the Constitution. But speaking on his group position, the Nema County District Number 7 lawmaker said about 28 members of the House of Representatives are expected to boycott the President's second State of the Nation address due to interference into the legislative issues.
Senator, thank you for allowing me to clear the issue of our not attending the State of the Nation address. We will not miss any of our function. The president can go in and deliver his report. We are protesting his executive branch of government interfering into that's the main reason. There are two reasons why we're not going. One, we are protesting their interference into the legislature, and we are protesting the fact that Richard Broom is not speaker. We have the Constitution guarantees us that right. And lastly, speaker is not qualified to the rule of one day. They say one of those days, it must be 60. To count a day, you must have 24 hours in a day. So for me, I will not argue this case because Fully has his point. I have my point. The court will make a decision.
He's the chair of the Rule of Law Caucus, Representative Musa Hassan Belete. A staunch supporter of the ruling Unity Party, Queen Johnson, has expressed frustration over the government for failing to address the needs of Liberian honor its first year. In an interview on Wednesday, Queen Johnson criticized the Unity Party, describing it as weak and accusing it of failing both its citizens and its members. Johnson alleged that the party neglects individuals who made significant sacrifices during political campaigns, refusing to acknowledge or support them.
Our parents don't have job. We don't go employ with working. We'll talk about our parents they get a warning letter. We'll talk about our people that get a warning letter. We'll talk about our people that brought in a minister. And things that will talk. I want to go drop. I told them I appointed. I don't trust them for now. I don't trust them speech. A reshuffle. We are not a reshuffle. Going for everybody. So please, let's take it off, please. You don't just walk. That is not our protest. You are our military and the left party behind the Uto. The one who don't talking. They were only big show. Who don't talking. They were big show. Our motherland people who are forward minister to minister. Our people deserve better. Our parents that someone to bring a government of power, they deserve better. Our parents need to pay due. They are not down. I pay due. That pay due bring the party out. But you bring us other people. Our parents make it from you. We got the party point. They want to really for $5.
She's a staunch member of the ruling Unity Party, Queen Johnson, there addressing the press. A group honoring the banner Progressive Workers of the Liberia Broadcasting System has described recent allegations made against the entity Director General by the Workers Union as blatant lies and misinformation. The LBS Workers Union, through its president, recently accused Director Eugene Facon of running an autocratic leadership, noting that they are being enslaved and subjected to psychological torture since Falcone's appointment to the entity. However, responding to the workers' union claims, the Progressive Workers of LBS, through their spokesperson Samuel Brown, distant Director Falcone from all allegations.
Come to address the loud and misinformation presented by the Liberia Broadcasting System Workers Union President Joseph Sion against the Director General Honorable Eugene L. And the screen being said, we are here to address this lie too. Mr. Sion asserted that the DG has an autocratic leadership style wherein he will overall he's carry on a dysfunctional leadership and not capable to lead LBS. Our response, at no point in time has any employee of the system written or verbally reported about the DG leadership style. The DG joke a lot with employee and is down to earth leader. There is no evidence of such claim within a staff on record reporting harassment, abusive behavior from the DG towards him or her. In fact, talking about leadership style, Sion unilaterally employed a sister-in-law to manage the worker canteen. Mr. Sion asserted that the Director General has increased his allowance from $750 to $1,000. Our response, the Director General does not take any allowance at state workers. He is entitled to only his salary like the rest of us. That is processed by CSA and Minister of Finance, Development and Planning. To say that the DG increased his allowance from $7,750 to $1,500 without showing any evidence is one more a political plot by opposition element to destabilize the operation at LBS. This thing speaks to the integrity of the DG. You can't accuse the Director General of such thing without producing evidence.
He's Samuel Brown, the spokesperson of the Progressive Workers of LBS, there speaking. To this development, Mangibi County Senator Nathaniel McGill has expressed his excitement over the groundbreaking ceremony of a medical facility in Mangibi County. Speaking Wednesday during the ceremony in Mangibi, McGill lauded management team headed by Charles Slayham, noting that it will be the largest medical facility in the region, second only to the military hospital. The senator also stressed that the project, which will serve as a vital medical resource for the surrounding region, is a critical component in improving the country's healthcare infrastructure.
Very sad, inadequate to say, but a young man like this, sometimes when you appear and you see the massive project, you wouldn't believe it. Because you would think that it's a government initiative. Beside the military hospital, I think this will be the biggest hospital. I'm saying beside the military hospital, there will be a bigger hospital in my and so I'm very impressed. I think people like Cash should be doing something about the government. We will bring that money here, what we put it into other places, but try to do a business that cater to well-being. So we gave him the necessary support because what he's doing here, he's doing it for humanity. You know, Mangibi is massive. Look at this area. It's a military hospital here, going to find some, maybe top of Bison hospital. The entire area, there's no hospital. This is very, when they say this is guy was doing the project, I didn't believe it. But it takes a man of courage. A young man of courage will say, I said, I'm going to invest in something. So I want to thank you for this initiative. I want to thank you. I can really show them their mind for the corporation. Continue supporting my initiative. People say, Maggie, we want to do something. Hey, man, I just be all you. I want to be all something. I'll take my money out. Something that will cater to the well-being. To build a hospital, that's what he said. This is a physical structure, but then when you walk through the hospital, you see the layout, you see it, just international. Anybody can do this. People need attention. One of the basic things we don't have here is the facility. We get some doctors in Liberia who don't have facility that they can go to and work and do these things. services to our people. So I'm very impressed. So today I'm taking to do a walking. I'm going to another program for the official opening. We will be here. I'll be working with John to see what support we can get from government to assist them. Very
His man, Gibby County Senator Nathaniel McGill, there speaking. If you are just joining us, it's a reminder that you are in tune to King's News Broom, 45 minutes of the most compelling news for Liberia and other parts of the world. Story stopping the news this afternoon. Information has it that the Liberia National Police has written the leadership of the majority bloc of the House of Representatives to turn over 7 lawmakers as person of interest for further investigation and indictment into the December 18, 2024 alleged fire outbreak. The Opposition Congress for Democratic Change has warned the Unity Party government of President Joseph Yoma Bouaka against arresting its lawmaker over allegation of Capitol building December 18 fire outbreak. And a staunch supporters of the ruling Unity Party, Queen Johnson, has blasted the party for not giving jobs to partisans who brought it to power and branded the party chairman, Pastor Luther Tappet, as weakling. Away from Liberia, opposition parties and NGOs are demanding explanation from the Italian government after Rome released the head of Libya's judiciary police, who was arrested on an international criminal court's warrant over allegation of war crimes and crimes against humanity. We'll take another break to return with more development. Welcome back. To this development now, the chair on youth and sports at the Liberian Senate, Johnny Kwe, has stressed the need for robust action and more budgetary allotments to youth development across the country. According to him, low budgetary support remains a major challenge for the youthful population of the country and the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Senator Kwe also highlighted the working of the committee for the years under review 2024 gains and challenges, noting that 2024 was tough but worthy years for the Committee on Youth and Sports as he outlined Sarah's success.
The Youth and Sport Ministry over the year have done a significant stride in making difference in our youth development, thus putting us on the map of transforming our raised youth and other people. Take for instance, last year, there were 1,949 students that graduated from MVTC. That did building construction, electrical, welding, and mechanical certificate program that they went through. Out of that, the mechanical program, we have 418 persons graduating from MVTC. We have 427 that did building construction. And the electrical department, we have 960 graduating from that institution. We also, under the EU funded project, 65 trainers left from Liberia from the Youth and Sport. We have 18 women went to Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, and Zimbabwe that went for training in 2024. Under the same TVET program, we had the Business and Domestic Cooperative Center that which our protein serve our guest speaker. We graduated 118 persons from that center that did bidding, that did dyeing, soap making, housekeeping, and etc. Mother Protein, I would like to seek your indulgence and the rest of my colleagues to please join me. There's a bill passed by the House of Legislature. That bill constitutes the TVET Commission. If the regional indulgence and my colleague will not be arousing, I want us to please help to make TVET a sustainable one. Because if you go in Ghana and other places, you see that TVET stand by themselves and make the difference. Also, I'm pleased to announce to you, Madam Protem, that the issue of our raised youth was key to us. Last year, the Vice President and I traveled to Bentor and we're over to check on the agriculture. We're over to check on the agricultural facility there, and that facility can hold almost 2,000, 3,000 students per semester or year.
He's the chair on Youth and Sports at the Liberian Senate, Senator Johnny Quay, there speaking. The Environmental Protection Agency has reaffirmed its dedication to the sustainable management of the country's natural resources. According to the EPA liaison officer, Desmond Thompson, the entity has put in place measures to ensure the protection of Liberia's natural resources and the critical needs for responsible management. He emphasized the importance of the country's natural resources, noting that when protected, they can serve as the drive for economic growth and enhance livelihood.
Liberia is endowed with immense natural resources, including our fertile land, abundant water bodies, mineral resources, and vast forests. These resources are a divine blessing meant to propel our economic development and improve the livelihood of our people. Our history as a forested nation, once known as the Green Coast of West Africa, is a testament to the richness of our natural heritage. From the early trade in alligator pepper to the establishment of the iron ore mining companies in Liberia in the early days, like the Liberia Mining Company, Lamco, Mines Company, our natural resources have played a pivotal role in Liberia's economic trajectory. However, the extraction of these resources has often occurred without due environmental consideration for the sustainability of the environment. It was not until 2003 that Liberia took a significant step to institutionalize environmental protection with the enactment of 3 regulatory frameworks. The act that established the EPA, the National Environmental Policy of Liberia, the Environmental Management and Protection Laws. These instruments designated the EPA as a statutory authority responsible for safeguarding and managing the environment. Prior to this, environmental issues were addressed on a sectoral basis, often resulting in fragmented and inefficient responses to environmental challenges.
His EPA liaison officer, Desmond Thompson, there speaking. To this development now, the Mano River Youth Parliament has unanimously decided to hold its 4 regional parliamentary section in Monrovia. The regional speaker of the parliament, Herbert Bangura, disclosed that Monrovia was selected in recognition of Liberia's gains in peace building and its continuous commitment to democratic governance in the region. Addressing a press conference Wednesday, Speaker Bangura expressed support for Liberia's bid for the seat on the UN Security Council for 2026-2027.
In recognition of Liberia's extraordinary gains in peace building and its continued commitment to democratic governance, I am pleased to announce that the regional leadership of the Man River Union Youth Parliament have decided unanimously to hold its upcoming 4th regional parliamentary session in the Republic of Liberia. This decision reflects the regional parliament's confidence in Liberia's leadership and its inspiring progress in fostering unity, peace, and stability within the sub-region. Moreover, the Man River Union Youth Parliament expresses its full support for Liberia's bid for a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council for 2026 up to 2027 term, and further wants to thank the government of Sierra Leone, who currently occupies the seat, for their leadership. Liberia's rich history of peace building and leadership within the region makes it a strong and deserving candidate for the global role. We acknowledge with profound gratitude the selection of the Speaker of Liberia's chapter to the Steering Committee of Liberia's bid by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Parliament is committed to working with Liberia and its partners to advance this bid and to further solidify Liberia's reputation as a beacon of peace and collaboration. As we look to the future with optimism, the Mano River Union Youth Parliament reaffirms its commitment to strengthening partnerships, promoting youth inclusion, and advancing peace building across the sub-region and beyond. Together, we can build a Mano River Union where young people are empowered to lead and where peace and democracy thrive.
He's Herbert Bangura, the Speaker of the Mano River Parliament, there speaking. On that note, this is how we like to draw the curtains on this after-lunch edition of the program King's News Broom. 45 minutes of the most compelling news from Liberia and other parts of the world. But before we take a leave of you, as stories, we close the carry on the program. Information has it that the Liberia National Police has written the leadership of the majority bloc of the House of Representatives to turn over 7 lawmakers as person of interest for further investigation and indictment into the December 18, 2024 alleged fire outbreak. The Opposition Congress for Democratic Change has warned the Unity Party government of President Joseph Yuma Bwaka against arresting 8 lawmakers over allegation of Capitol building December 18 fire outbreak. And the staunch supporters of the Unity Party government, Quinn Johnson, has blasted the party for not giving jobs to partisans who brought it to power, and branded the party chairman, Pastor Luther Tappe, has weakened. And away from Liberia, opposition parties and NGOs are demanding explanation from the Italian government after Rome released the head of Libya Judiciary Police, who was arrested on an international criminal court warrant over allegations of war crimes and crimes against humanity. Many thanks to all of our reporters, correspondents, and contributors who helped making this after-launch edition a success. Sam Andrews brought you the news bulletin. And on behalf of the entire news team here at Royal Communications Incorporated, my name is Otis Sankan. I presented. Thanks for watching and listening. Good afternoon.